Okay, I'd now like to invite Avinoam Sapir, who's the SVP Growth Markets Innovation and Cluster Manager of Israel, Africa, Turkey and Ukraine for Teva. You're very welcome, sir.
So it's a pleasure for me to be here today, and I'm not going to speak about the Teva headline as you may read. How can I move the slides? There is a way to change the slides. Anybody? Thank you. So it's really nice to speak about the seas here next to the beach, while there are billions of people around the world that actually don't have any kind of accessibility to healthcare. And the idea of my presentation is that I'm going to speak about the accessibility and what we are actually doing by involving this kind of innovation related to that. So I will start by speak about shortly, and as far as I know, it's a presentation. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy.
Sure.
Otherwise, it's a kind of a presentation.
No, I'm going to sit here and learn.
It's okay. But feel free if you've got any questions. So, two slides about Teva. Actually, three numbers that I'll be more than happy that you will remember. So the first one is actually, as a drug manufacturer, we are the biggest in the world. More than that, we are got 200 million people that actually serve our drugs on a daily basis. The second number, it is more than 200 billions of dollars, 215 billions of dollars in the last decade that we saved to the US government by penetration of the generic drugs, and actually give the same budget bringing in new technologies in order to cure people. On the same time, it's almost $1 billion shekels on a yearly basis to the Israeli healthcare that we are saving with our drugs as well, again, with the generic penetration. Which takes me to the other slide, which is relevant to Israel. So in Israel, we got a leadership position, so that we are not only serving with drugs, but actually we are providing some other stuff, like medical devices and medical services, which give us the ability to look on the market from a different angles, which is not only as a pharmaceutical provider. So actually today, I've been asked to share with you some of our lessons learned from our innovation that, in order to bring an impact, the innovation thing that we are doing in order to create a real impact. So the first lesson learned is related to Israel, and Israel is a great beta site for us. So already heard about Minister Adan spoke about Israel being the startup nation and all this stuff. But for us as the leaders in the Israeli market, we got several examples that the innovation, adopting of innovation or exporting of innovation can create the impact. So the first example that I'm going to share with you is related to OncoTest Teva. So OncoTest is a kind of technology that helping to the physician itself to diagnose correctly what would be the relevant personal medicine. So we are taking a sequence, a full sequence from the tumor itself and saying to the physician what would be the treatment. In the last decade, thousands of women saved without using chemotherapy that wasn't needed to do this kind of technology. But the most important part that we actually understood that the physician in Israel adapting technology really fast. So the level of penetration for this kind of technology is more than double in the other parts of the world. But this is the first example for us that actually show us the ability to bring the technology into the Israeli market and adapt it for creating the relevant impact in that particular example as personal medicine. So takes me to the other example for the Israeli market, which is Teva Doctor. And Teva Doctor, as of today, there is a problem. Nurses, a pharmacist in the hospital that actually dealing with cytotoxic drugs. Toxic drugs diffuse themselves impact to the healthcare physicians, to the healthcare teams. So we created a closed system It's a plastic, it's a medical device. It's a plastic that we invented here in Israel that make the closed system for administration of cytotoxic drugs. And it saves these nurses and pharmacists. As of today, first of all, it's the biggest employer in Kiryat Shmona. Hundreds of families actually saved because this product that is manufactured there, but much more important than that, it is the second global closed system globally, second largest closed system globally, which again saved thousands of people with these things. So actually we got two examples. One example is importing of technology and adapting it in Israel for the sake of the patient, and the second one is technology that we innovated and give us the ability to take it to the world. So we wanted, in a methodology way, to bring some other innovation or startups and raise them next to us. And by the way, even to be a kind of a bridge between the startup nation and the corporates. And for that, actually, we created Sanara. So we already spoke about the startup nation, but we created Sanara. And Sanara, it is a joint venture between Global Philips and Teva Israel. And together we created the incubator that helped the startups, first of all, to validate the ideas of really in a short manner, and bring some of the already knowledge that we got in this company, one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies and one of the biggest medical device companies, join forces together in order to validate the ideas and help them to the startup themselves. So in the last 3 years that we initiated this incubator, with the, of course, the support of Chief Scientific Officer, we already invested in dozens of startups. And just to give you an example of a startup, so a home dog, it is an add-on on the mobile, and utilize the camera and the connectivity, and bringing the ability to physician from a long distance to analyze the throat, the ear, the blood pressure, and all these other stuff. And the idea that with this kind of stuff, we actually can create the accessibility that is needed around the world. So for children in Tel Aviv that would like to get to the physician, if he got, I don't know, a sore throat, he can do it immediately or on the same day. It's not the case in India, it's not the case in the other parts of the world. There are billions of people that are not having this kind of accessibility, and actually leveraging the technology that is coming to the maturity in these days give these kind of capabilities. Which takes me to the last lesson learned. And the last lesson learned talks about that you don't have to be the owner of the startup in order to collaborate. So right now, as I heard the friend from Strauss, the CTO from Strauss, that spoke about collaboration with competitors or collaboration with others. So the idea over here is exactly the same. So saying that we actually, in the last 30 years, brought the quality drugs accessible around the world by actually penetration of the generic. That's what makes Teva to become Teva. And right now, we would like to be the same, in the same nature, bringing, using the technology and bringing the healthcare to be accessible, and not only the drug itself. And RISE, it is an initiative that we created in Teva, and the idea is for the emerging markets, using technology and help the physician and the patient themselves, and using technology to become, the healthcare become more accessible. Which actually, to sum up, as a former entrepreneur, I can tell you that the idea of corporates like Teva or Philips, or even like Strauss that I spoke previously, validate the ideas, helping the startup to become impact, to create the right impact for this startup and validate the ideas, it's a thing. And the last sentence from my perspective is I'm usually saying from מציון תצא תרופה, so מציון תצא גם הסטארט-אפ. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Avinoam. One quick question, which is how do you work with the internal culture to sort of allow all this stuff? Because as I say, I mean, a lot of businesses have been around for a long time. All the old wisdom was to protect, to hide, to be secret, to not tell any competitors anything, to not allow people in case things get leaked. So how do you build a culture within the business that genuinely allows this to happen?
So first of all, it's a great question, and the reason for that, we understood that we had really sporadic success stories in the beginning with these kind of innovation. And in order to create this methodology way to bring the innovation, it could be only collaborating with outside of the company. And actually, the collaboration with Philips bring the ability to almost distinguish between the internal innovation, which might be great, and the external innovation, which is much more important. And with our expert in one hand, as the advisory boards, and with our knowledge that we got from the markets themselves, bring us the ability to, hopefully, to bring more startups into the company.
Great. Avinoam, we've run out of time, but thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.